Hello YouTube chess lovers and my friends, this is Gunjan here. Welcome to the second episode of Queen Trap Sack Lines. In this episode, I'm going to show you a game where the recent World Championship challenger Sergey Karjakin crushed in just 11 moves by a wonderful queen sacrifice line. Even though it was a blitz game, the opening ideas and its plans and patterns are worth remembering in your own game. Andreikin, who was white in this position, start with the move c4 and black respond with the move e5. We have 3 knights English opening is on the board where white decided to challenge the center with d4. Here black has plenty of choices, but in the game he decided to dissolve the tension immediately with e captures d4. Well, the normal move over here is knight captures d4, but white in this game all set to surprise his opponent with this tricky move knight to d5. And I think black has to play already some careful moves to avoid lots of tricks and traps. For example, a careless move such as knight g to e7 leads to the instant disaster after this finishing blow knight to f6. And this is a picturesque checkmate. What happens if black plays knight c to e7? Well, then he has to deal with this horrible move, queen captures d4. Finally, the normal looking move knight to f6 is not possible in this case. The simple reason is after bishop to g5, this pin is very deadly, and if black tries to break the pin with bishop to e7, then he has to postpone his plan for castling for a long time after bishop to h6. So considering all this factor, Karjakin decided to play the routine development move bishop to g7, which doesn't turns out very well. White initiative rolled down the board with bishop to g5, attacking the queen. Here the best reply is knight c to e7. Afterwards, white will continue with the move knight to d4 with a very good initiative. Other moves such as knight to f6 or f6 are not good at all. For example, after the move f6, a sample line can run like this: bishop to f4, attacking on c7, d6, and now knight captures d4, where white threats are going on and black has a very funny kingside position. In the game, black decided to continue with knight g to e7, but I think this is already a serious mistake, as after the simple looking move knight captures d4 create a huge problem for the black. For example, here knight captures d4 is not possible. The simple reason is after bishop to e7, it's a bye-bye Miss Black Queen. So that's straight out of the window. Moves such as f6 doesn't work either, because after the following continuation, that is bishop captures f6, bishop takes, knight check, king to f7, and now knight to e4. And not only black is a clear pawn down, but on top of everything, he had this naked king. So the problem is now what to do, because now white is threatening a simple sequence, that is knight captures c6 and bishop takes e7. So that means black has to do something with this pesky knight. As a world-class GM, not expecting this kind of pressure in the opening, Karjakin decided to continue here with bishop captures d4 and thought that he can get away with this move. But white's next reply gave him the rude shock. I think you already guessed it, right? Yup, it's a wonderful queen sack. Queen captures d4. First important point, black cannot take this queen, because after knight captures d4, white has this forcing checkmate, that is knight check, king to f8, and now bishop to h6 is a deadly end. So often in chess, one mistake followed by the other, and here black, already annoyed by his mistake, continue with this disaster blunder castle on the king side, thinking that my king is safe there and I'm attacking on the queen. But what he missed is now white can forcefully checkmate the black king. Before I move on, I like you to pause this video and find out a forcing sequence where white can checkmate the black king. Did you find it? Let's see. The forcing sequence starts with the move knight check. Here black king has to go to the h8 square, as after king to g7 the simplest checkmate is knight to h5, a double discover check, king to g8, and now queen to g7 is a checkmate. So in the game Karjakin played king to h8, and now the important mating sequence move knight to g4, giving a check with the queen. Even though white queen is hanging again, black cannot take it, because after the simple sequence, that is knight captures d4, bishop check, king to g8, and once again this deadly checkmate knight to h6. And it doesn't matter however black plays, there is a checkmate in 3 guys. In the game Karjakin decided to get the fastest checkmate, that is after king to g8 and knight to h6, it's a checkmate. But instead of that, if he had continued with the move f6, then after the following sequence, that is bishop f6 check, rook f6, queen check, king to g8, and now knight to h6, finish the game once and for all. What a wonderful miniature by white. It proves that opening surprises are worthy element in your preparation, and the day it works, it can eliminate any super grandmaster within few moves. Well, thank you for watching this video. Feel free to like, subscribe and comment on my video, and I'll meet you in my next episode very soon. Bye and take care.